We're all told to show our work, to post about the grind, the hustle, the late nights. But what if that's actually terrible advice? Today, we are diving into one of the most powerful and honestly subversive ideas from Robert Greene's work, Law 30, Make Your Accomplishments Seem Effortless. We're going to see why hiding your sweat might just be the secret to projecting real, undeniable power.
Just think about it for a second. We live in this culture that absolutely glorifies the hustle, right? The sleepless nights, the endless grind. We're almost encouraged to share our struggles to seem authentic. But what if that's a huge mistake? What if revealing all that sweat and toil actually makes your final result less powerful? This right here is the core paradox of this law. The idea is that your actions have to look natural, like they were just executed with ease. All the practice, all the clever tricks that go into them, that all has to be hidden. Why? Well, because when people see your effort, they see someone just like them. They see a peer who struggles. But when they only see the final polished result, they see something totally different, something more. They see a kind of natural, God-given talent, and that creates a sense of awe.
Okay, to really get this, let's travel back to 16th century Japan. We're going to look at a man who mastered this law not on a battlefield, but in the quiet, serene world of a tea ceremony. His name was Sen no Rikyo, and he was, without a doubt, the most celebrated tea master of his time.
See, Rikyu wasn't just serving tea. He was a key advisor to one of the most powerful men in Japan, Hideyoshi, and his power came from his complete mastery of aesthetics. He knew that the appearance of simplicity, the illusion of naturalness, was a potent weapon. So get this, a guest once admired this old, weathered gate at his house. Rikyu just kind of smiled and hinted it came from some distant mountain, a subtle sign of incredible wealth. The truth, he had just built it, and it painstakingly aged it to look perfect. He literally manufactured an illusion to project power.
And believe me, it went so much deeper than just the gate. Look at these details. That simple lemon garnish, not spontaneous. Nope, it was meticulously planned to go with a very expensive delicacy he was serving. The snow on those stepping stones, it didn't just fall that way. No way. Rikyu had his servant sweep the entire path completely clean, then artfully place snow only on the stones to create this perfect, poetic image. Every single detail that looked natural and random was actually the product of intense, hidden, and calculated work.
And this gets right to the heart of the psychology. Think about it. Nature creates incredible beauty without ever showing its work. A volcano erupts, a flower blooms, it just happens. When we can imitate that, when we hide the machinery behind our own creations, the result feels magical. It feels almost divine. Revealing the effort just makes you seem human, someone who toils away just like everybody else.
So, okay, this law applies to aesthetics, but its real power, its true brilliance, shines in the world of performance. And maybe no one in history understood this better than the legendary escape artist Harry Houdini. The man wasn't just a magician, he was a master of public perception who built an entire myth around himself by seeming to defy human limits, effortlessly.
On the left, you've got the reality. Houdini was basically a scholar of his craft. He spent years digging through books on locks, practicing relentlessly, conditioning his body to withstand unbelievable strain. But on the right, that's the illusion he sold to the world, a man with a supernatural gift. He let people speculate that he could dematerialize or had some kind of secret power. And you know what? He never corrected them.
So as you can see here, his method was a total masterclass in controlling the narrative. The escape itself, that was just the finale. The real magic was in the setup. Perform with ease, keep your secrets locked up tight, and let the world believe it's a special gift. By doing this, he didn't just seem skilled, he seemed chosen. He made his power something that others could admire, but never, ever hope to replicate.
And this, right here, is the ultimate payoff. When people don't know how you do what you do, they can't see your limits. They can't find your weaknesses. You appear larger than life, more like a force of nature than just a skilled person. Your potential seems absolutely infinite.
Now, this whole idea of hiding your effort, it's not new. In fact, Renaissance Italians had a specific, amazing word for it. It was a concept that became the absolute height of courtly sophistication and a really powerful social tool.
The word is sprezzatura. It was coined back in the 16th century, and it basically means a kind of studied carelessness. It's the art of making incredibly difficult things, whether it's writing poetry, sword fighting, or charming a whole room, look completely natural. In the super competitive courts of Renaissance Italy, this wasn't just some cool party trick. It was the ultimate status symbol. It sent a message that you were just born with a grace that other people had to struggle for.
But what happens when you fail at this? What's the cost?
Well, the book gives the example of a painter named Paolo Uccello. He was obsessed with the science of perspective, but his effort was so obvious in his paintings that they just look strained and unnatural. It's like watching a performer who is visibly struggling. It makes us, the audience, feel uncomfortable. We can feel their strain. But a graceful performer, they put us at ease and let us get totally lost in the magic.
And don't think for a second this is just some old-fashioned idea. This art of sprezzatura is alive and well today. It's the CEO who stays unnervingly calm during a huge crisis. It's the speaker who delivers what seems like a brilliant, off-the-cuff speech. What you don't see are the 20 drafts they threw away, or the hours they spent practicing in front of a mirror. They hide the work to project an image of natural, effortless command.
But okay, here's where it gets really, really interesting. This law is not a simple command to always hide your work. No, like any sophisticated strategy, it has a reversal. There are very specific times when revealing your work, or at least appearing to reveal it, is the most powerful move you can possibly make.
So, is it? The short answer is no. But, and this is key, when you do show your work, it has to be just as calculated and performative as when you hide it. You have to understand your audience and the exact effect you're trying to create.
And for this, we have to turn to another master showman, P.T. Barnum. He took the exact opposite approach to Houdini, but his goal was exactly the same, to captivate an audience.
I mean, their strategies were total polar opposites. As we see here, Houdini's whole goal was to create awe, to make his audience feel small in the presence of a godlike power. Barnum? He had a different goal. He knew his audience didn't want to feel small. They wanted to feel smart. So he would occasionally reveal his tricks, letting the public feel like they were on the joke. It was a brilliant move, and they loved him for it.
And this is the most critical part of the reversal. Do not mistake this for honesty. Barnum was never actually being transparent. His reveals were just another layer of the performance. He was performing authenticity. He controlled exactly what the audience saw, giving them just a little peek behind the curtain to make them feel special, while his real secrets stayed safely hidden away.
So what's the ultimate lesson here? What do we take away from all this? Well, whether you hide your work like Houdini or you strategically reveal parts of it like Barnum, the goal is exactly the same. You must be the one in control of the story surrounding your efforts. Look, the default position of power is to make your accomplishments seem effortless. When you do this, you create an aura of limitless potential. No one can copy your methods because they don't know what they are. No one can judge your limits because you appear to have none. You seem to be operating on a totally different level, drawing from some secret, untapped well of talent.
And that leaves us with a final question for you to think about in your own life. When you present your work, what's your goal? Are you trying to create that sense of awe and mystique, like Houdini, making your talent seem rare and out of reach? Or are you aiming for that feeling of involvement and authenticity, like Barnum, making people feel like they're part of the process? The choice is always a strategic one, and mastering it is the real key to this incredibly powerful law.